I'm Watch Eric and thank you for tuning in. On this video, I'm going to be discussing the current state of the luxury watch market. So it's been about 10 weeks since I last did a video on the current state of the market, even though the last video was more focused on the prices of Rolex. That being said, I want to be quite honest with you. This is not the market correction that I was expecting. Maybe it's had a delayed effect and we're not feeling the brunt of it yet. But as of now, in the beginning of the summer of 2020, I have not seen the prices plummeting. What I've actually seen is the complete opposite, believe it or not. I feel like when I last did that video was right when it first started, and the whole global situation was a little bit iffy. Mind you, I'm speaking about what I can see here in the US. I know that I have a lot of viewers here that are worldwide, and the situations vary from country to country. But as far as right now here in the US, I haven't really seen too much of a landslide. That first week is when people kind of went to a panic sell, but that didn't last very long. Right now, I feel like there's a lack of merchandise, and there's no substitution for a massive demand in supply. There just isn't any watches, and the prices are holding. One of the most important factors that I want to point out is that either perhaps people are just holding on to their goods and they're maybe waiting till the last second to sell, but I was really expecting for there to be an increase of watches for sale, which causes the prices to go down. The correction that I had stated in the previous video, where prices had gone down about $2,000, have actually corrected and gone right back to where they used to be. Rolex, unbelievably, prices are back to as if we had not had a situation at all. The demand for the stainless steel pieces continue and are actually increasing. Believe it or not, look around, do some homework. Like I said, there was a bit of a panic sell-off in the beginning, but as of right now, still seems the same. Patek Philippe. Patek Philippe never ceases to amaze me on how their demand is so high, mostly because the people that can afford to pay for these type of things. You gotta remember, a person that's buying a 5980 in steel is not saving up his lunch money to buy this type of watch. He obviously can afford it and is able to give himself the luxury to pay for such a piece. The demand is high. It's crazy because initially the 5980 in gold, for example, had done a dip down from the 150s down to 120. I was myself even looking carefully, hoping that I might be able to have an opportunity to buy again a 5980 Rose for myself. Instead of there being a slide, the prices rose back up. And now we're back into the 150,000 range again. Never ceases to amaze me how that brand continues to hold off. I mean, we're gonna have to really wait and see what happens in the long run. But as of now, so far, holding strong. AP, one of my favorite brands. You guys know I am AP gang. AP has followed in suit exactly like Rolex and Patek, holding strong as well. One thing I want to point out, a watch, for example, like a 41mm rose gold chrono, they were hard to find before this global scenario. There just wasn't many around, both new and pre-owned. Prices appear to hold steady, and so far I have not seen anybody giving away a Royal Oak in steel. One thing that I want to point out is that some of the pieces that seem a bit slow are the concept tourbillons and stuff like that. But then again, they've been slow since late last year. I don't know, maybe perhaps when you get into that range of $200,000 for a watch, there is a lot more options. And one thing I also want to point out is that perhaps the concept with its large size case is starting to go down a little bit in style. Either way, love the watch, love the brand. Now let's talk about Richard Mille. I really want to wait and see what would happen with Richard Mille during this situation. Nothing has happened. Prices are exactly the same, and believe it or not, I myself have sold a couple Richard Milles throughout this. Again, The people that buy these type of watches just want them, can obviously afford it, and they are very interesting, unique pieces. There is barely any stock around. Some collectors themselves get upset at Richard Mille, not because of anything else, but the fact that they can't simply walk into the boutique and buy them. I was expecting for there to be at least a correction from the over retail prices, but still at this moment, in the middle of June 2020, it has not occurred. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens with this type of stuff, you know. One thing I wanna tell you is, I am not a psychic. If I was a psychic, I wouldn't be doing videos. I would be playing the lottery every single week in different districts of the US. I'm only telling you what I am seeing in the forefront, in ground zero, because I buy, sell, and trade watches for a living. So what was I honestly expecting around this time? I was expecting for prices to be lower, maybe anywhere from 10 to 15% lower, even 20% on certain brands. I was expecting for there to be a correction, and people are still gonna buy just at a lower price. Like I had said in the last video, now's the time to buy, and if they got cheaper, buy even more. But in reality, this is not the correction we expected. I mean, again, it could still take some time to feel the ripple of the effects. And I am not sure exactly if we're gonna feel them yet. But what I do see is prices are holding strong and are actually back to normal. And I think most of it is gonna be due to the limited supply and still the increasing demand. A lot of the boutiques are closed, so that's gonna also restrict the amount of new watches that we get. With all the boutiques and the factories being closed and not shipping, that of course limits the amount of new watches coming in. What I really did not see coming was the lack of pre-owned pieces. So I'm gonna be keeping a close eye on the market, and if there's any significant change, I will share it with you. Also, if there's anything that you wanna share with us, feel free to comment below. Another thing, as many of you might know already, I've currently started my own business. So if you have any watches you would like to buy or sell, contact me with the link below only, or through my Instagram handle, watch.eric. Feel free to comment below if there's anything that you think you want to share with us. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like and share it. Also, subscribe to my channel.